Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Aisyah. I'm from class A. In this video, I will tell you about creating a question from to do to be to have a 9 question words using verbs in the kitchen. Okay, the first is need. What do you need the dough with? Where do you need the dough? When did you need the dough? Why you need the dough? Whose dough is this to need? Who needs the dough? Which dough do you need? Whom did you ask to need the dough? How do you need the dough? Do you need the dough? Does she need the dough? Are you kneading the dough? Is she kneading the dough? Was she kneading the dough? Were they kneading the dough? Am I kneading the dough? Have you kneaded the dough? Has he kneaded the dough? Had they kneaded the dough? Number 2 is squeeze. What are you squeezing? Where did you squeeze the fruit? When do you squeeze it? Why are you squeezing the lemon? Whose lemon are you squeezing? Who is squeezing the lemon? Whom did you squeeze the lemon for? Which lemon do you squeeze? How do you squeeze the lemon? Am I squeezing the lemon? Is she squeezing the lemon? Are are you squeezing the lemon? Do you squeeze the lemon? Does she squeeze the lemon? Did you squeeze the lemon? Was the lemon squeezed by you? Were the lemon squeezed earlier? Had you squeezed the lemon before making the juice? Has she squeezed the sponge? Have you squeezed the towel? Okay, number 3 is grate. Who is grating the cheese? What are you grating? Where are you grating the cheese? When did you grate the cheese? Which cheese are you grating? Why are you grating the cheese? When did you grate the cheese? Who did you ask to grate the cheese? Whose task is it to grate the cheese? How do they grate the cheese? Am I grating the cheese? Is she grating the cheese right now? Are they grating the cheese in the kitchen? Were you grating the cheese when I called you? Was she grating the cheese when I called you? Do you grate the cheese often? Did you grate the cheese yesterday? Does she always grate the cheese for the pizza? Has she grated the cheese yet? Have you grated the cheese for the recipe? Had you already grated the cheese when I arrived? Number 4 is bake. What are you baking? Where do you bake a cake? When do you bake a cake? Why did you bake cookies? Which cake did you bake? Whose cake did you bake? Who bakes the cake? Whom did you bake the cake for? How did you bake the cookies? Am I baking a cake? Are you baking a cookie? Are you baking cookies? Is she baking cookies? Were they baking a cake? Was she baking cookies? Do you bake a cake? Does she bake cookies? Did they bake a cake? Have you baked a cake? Has she baked cookies? Had they baked a cake? Wash. What are you washing? Where do you wash the dishes? When do you wash the dishes? Who is washing the dishes? Whom did you ask to wash the dishes? Whose dishes are you washing? Which dishes are you washing? Why are you washing the dishes? How do you wash the dishes? Do you wash the dishes? Does she wash the dishes? Did you wash the dishes? Am I washing the dishes? Is she washing the dishes? Are you washing the dishes? Was she washing the dishes? Were you washing the dishes? Have you washed the dishes? Had you washed the dishes? Has he washed the dishes? Okay, number 6. Cook. What do you cook for dinner? Where did you cook dinner last night? When will you cook dinner? Why are you cooking dinner? Which dish are you cooking dinner so easily? Whose recipe do you use to cook dinner? Who cooks dinner? Whom did you cook dinner for? How do you cook dinner? Do you cook dinner every day? Does she cook dinner for her family? Did they cook dinner last night? Am I cooking dinner? Is she cooking dinner now? Are they cooking dinner together? Was she cooking dinner when you arrived? Were they cooking dinner for the guests yesterday? Have you cooked dinner today? Has she cooked dinner already? Had they cooked dinner before went out? Number 7. Peel. Who is peeling the potatoes? What are you peeling? Where are you peeling the potatoes? When are you peeling the potatoes? Why are you peeling the potatoes? Which potatoes are you peeling? Whose job is it to peel the potatoes? Whom did you ask to peel the potatoes? How do you peel the potatoes? Am I peeling the potatoes? Is she peeling the potatoes now? Are you peeling the potatoes today? Was she peeling the potatoes earlier? Were they peeling the potatoes together? Do you always peel the potatoes before cooking? Did you peel the potatoes before for the soup? Does she peel the potatoes every morning? Has she peeled the potatoes already? Have you peeled all the potatoes? Had they peeled the potatoes before you arrived? Have you peeled all the potatoes? Okay, number 8. Fry. What chicken did you fry? Where do you fry the chicken? When did you fry the chicken? Why do you fry the chicken? Which chicken do you fry? Who is frying the chicken? Whom did you fry the chicken for? Whose recipe did you use to fry the chicken? How do you fry the chicken? Am I supposed to fry this chicken? Is she frying chicken right now? Are we frying chicken together later? Was the chicken fried properly? Were they frying chicken when you arrived? Do you fry the chicken? Does she fry chicken for lunch? Did they fry chicken yesterday? Has she ever fried chicken before? Have you fried chicken using this method? Have they fried chicken before serving it? Okay, number 9. Eat. What do you eat with pizza? Where do you eat pizza? When do you eat pizza? Why do you eat pizza? Which pizza do you eat? Whose pizza do you eat? Who eats pizza? Whom do you eat pizza with? How do you eat pizza? Am I eating pizza? Is she eating pizza? Are we eating pizza? Was she eating pizza? Were they eating pizza? Has she eaten pizza? Have you eaten pizza? Had they eaten pizza? Do you eat pizza? Does she eat pizza? Did they eat pizza? Number 10. Boil. What do you boil the water for? Where do you boil the water? When did you boil the water? Why do you boil the water? Which pot did you use to boil the water? Who boiled the water? Whom should I ask to boil the water? Whose responsibility is it to boil the water? How do you boil the water? Am I boiling the water? Is she boiling the water now? Are they boiling the water together? Was she boiling the water earlier? Were they boiling the water when you arrived? Do you boil the water every morning? Does she boil the water before making tea? Did they boil the water yesterday? Has she boiled the water yet? Have you boiled the water already? Had they boiled the water before you came? Number 11. Test. What does the chocolate taste like? Where can I taste the chocolate? When did you last taste this type of chocolate? Why does the chocolate taste bitter? Which chocolate tastes better, milk or dark? Whose chocolate tastes the best? Uh, who tasted the chocolate first? Whom did you ask to Whom did you ask to test the chocolate? How do you test the chocolate? Do you test the chocolate? Does this chocolate that taste sweet? Has he tested chocolate? Did he test chocolate? Are we sure he has tested chocolate? Am I tasting chocolate? Was she testing chocolate at the party? Were they testing chocolate together? Number 12. Steam. Why do you steam dumplings? Where do you steam dumplings? When do you steam dumplings? Which dumplings do you steam? Whose dumplings are being steamed? Whom do you steam the dumplings for? How do you steam dumplings? What are you steaming? Who is steaming the dumplings? Do you steam dumplings? Does steaming dumplings make them soft? Did you steam the dumplings? Is the dumpling steamed? Was the dumpling steamed? Were they steaming the dumplings? Has the dumpling been steamed? Had they steamed the dumplings? Have you steamed the dumplings? Am I steaming the dumplings? Number 13. Measure. What are you measuring? Where do you measure the sugar? Where do you measure the sugar? Why are you measuring the sugar? Which cube do you use to measure the sugar? Whose measuring spoon is this for the sugar? Who measuring who measures the sugar? Whom did you ask to measure the sugar? How do you measure the sugar? Am I measuring the sugar? Is the sugar measure right? Are they measuring the sugar? Were they measuring the sugar? Was the sugar measured? Do you measure the sugar? Did he measure the sugar? Have you measured the sugar? Has she measured the sugar? Had you measured the sugar? Number 14 is whisk. Who whisk the eggs? Where do you whisk the eggs? When do you whisk the eggs? What do you whisk the eggs with? Whose eggs are you whisking? Why do you whisk the eggs? Which eggs do you whisk? How do you whisk the eggs? Do you whisk the eggs? Does she whisk the eggs? Did he whisk the eggs? Am I whisking the eggs? Is she whisking the eggs? Are you whisking the eggs? Were they whisking the eggs? Have you whisked the eggs? Has she whisked the eggs? Had he whisked the eggs? Number 15. Pour. What do you pour? Where did you pour the milk? Why did you pour the milk? Which glass did you pour the milk into? Who poured the milk? Whose milk did you pour? When did you pour the milk? Whom did you pour the milk for? How did you pour the milk? Do you pour the milk? Does she pour the milk? Did you pour the milk? Are you pouring the milk? Was she pouring the milk? Am I pouring the milk? Have you poured the milk? Has she poured the milk? Is she pouring the milk? Had you poured the milk? Number 16. Marinade. What are you marinate? When do you marinate the chicken? Where do you marinate the chicken? Why do you marinate the chicken? Which seasoning do you use to marinate the chicken? Who marinate the chicken? Whose recipe are you using to marinate the chicken? Whom did you see? Whom did you see marinate the chicken? How do you marinate the chicken? Do you marinate the chicken? Does she marinate the chicken? Did you marinate the chicken? Am I marinating the chicken? Are you marinating the chicken? Is she marinating the chicken? Was she marinating the chicken? Were they marinating the chicken? Have you marinated the chicken? Have you marinated the chicken? Uh, has he marinated the chicken? Had they marinated the chicken? Number 17. Grill. What kind of meat do you grill? Do you grill? Where do you grill meat? Whom did you grill meat? Why do you grill meat? Which grill do you use for meat? Whose meat is this for grilling? Who grills meat the best? How do you grill meat? Whom are you grilling meat for? Do you grill meat? Does she grill meat? Did they grill meat? Am I grilling meat? Is she grilling meat? Are they grilling meat? Was she grilling meat? Were we grilling meat? Have you grilled the meat? Has she grilled meat? Had they grilled meat? Number 18. Stir. What do you stir in the soup? Where do you stir the soup? When do you stir the soup? Why do you stir the soup? Which spoon do you use to stir the soup? Who is stirring the soup? Why do you stir the soup? Whom should I call to stir the soup? How do you stir the soup? Do you stir the soup? Does she stir the soup? Did she stir the soup? Am I stirring the soup? Is she stirring the soup? Are you stirring the soup? Was she stirring the soup? Were they stirring for the soup? Have you stirred the soup? Has he stirred the soup? Had he stirred the soup? Number 19. Mix. What do you mix with water and flour? Where do you mix water and flour? When do you mix water and flour? Why do you mix water and flour? Which tool do you use to mix water and flour? Whose task is it to mix water and flour? Who mixed water and flour? Whom do you mix water and flour with? How do you mix water and flour? Do you mix water and flour? Does she mix water and flour? Did they milk water and did they mix water and flour? Am I mixing water and flour? Is she mixing water and flour? Are we mixing water and flour? Was she mixing water and flour? Were they mixing water and flour? Have you mixed water and flour? Has he mixed water and flour? Had they mixed water and flour? Number 20. Chop. Who chopped the onions? Where did she chop the onions? When did he chop the onions? Why did she chop the onions? Which onion did you chop? Whom did you ask to chop the onions? Whose onions whose onions are this? What are you chopping? How do you chop the onions? Do you chop onions? Does she chop onions? Am I chopping the onions? Is she chopping the onions? Are they chopping the onions? Was she chopping the onions? Were they chopping the onions? Has he chopped the onions? Had she chopped the onions? Have you chopped the onions?